Hi guys, welcome to another video. My name is Petko and today I'm going to talk about hooks, and more specifically the discussion will be about size and thickness of the hooks rather than shapes and brands, simply because they don't pay me yet. So guys, stay tuned by the end of this video and you will see pros and cons of hooks different gauges. And as you know, subscribing is highly appreciated. We start just now. Alright, let me start with discussion about the big hooks. And those are the hooks which I love to use. You know why? Because this is a big hook. Probably you can see it, I hope you can. So actually the big hooks have big gap. And due to this big gap, this hook is not going to miss a carp. And even if it misses, because I don't tie the rig correctly, I will obtain indication in the bite alarms that something happens. Another reason that I love to use big hooks is because, guys, the fish in the big public lake is not afraid of this. It's afraid of fishing nets, from harpoons, from let's say petrol engines, electricity, whatever what poachers use, but not from this small piece of metal. So I use this with confidence, but don't think that the big hook is panacea. It has complications when you use the big hook. For example, look at this. This hook has a very long barb area. And keep in mind that we fish wild carps, fish which is used to eat mussels from rocky places. So this fish has very strong and hard lips. So to penetrate the fish mouth with this long barb area is not easy. To do this, first you need to use thin hooks. And second, you need to increase the weight of the lead which you use. Actually, the lead is a topic for another discussion, but I will tell you that if you don't cast, only if you don't cast, you can double the weight of the lead which you use. For example, if you used to fish with 80 grams lead, you can use 160, even 200 grams without complications. I never found that the heavy lead leads to some complications. It has only benefits. So this is something that I can recommend you. And another thing which I mentioned, use thin hooks. Because if you use this long barb area together with a thick hook, you will have really big problems to penetrate a fish mouth. Guys, this also has complications, let's be honest. One complication is, for example, upon pull, you can strike the hook if you pull too much. So you should be very careful working with the rod. So all this brings us to the second discussion, which is the small hook. Guys, this is a small hook. Look at this. The small hook has short barb area. It can penetrate the fish mouth much easier, which allows you to increase the thickness of the hook. Something else, the smaller hooks are more sharper to my observation. So if you penetrate the fish mouth, you will need pliers to remove this hook from the fish mouth. However, those hooks have small gap, and to use it properly you need to master tying rigs. Guys, don't get me wrong, it's good to tie rigs with big and small hooks, but let's say like that. Mistakes which you make using the big hook does not affect your fishing as much as the mistakes which you make with using the small hook. So, one of the important things when you try to tie a good rig is to use shrink tubes to turn the hook into the fish mouth. This should be very quick. In a different video I told about that, and I said that when I use a big hook I prefer to use small shots. It works well, but in the small hook you really need to turn the hook very quickly into the fish mouth. So that's why I use shrink tubes. And I will give you here some hint. When you use a shrink tube, I focus on the area of the hook eye. What actually this small piece of plastic makes? Actually, it changes the weight balance of the hook, which means that if you use this shrink tube, it will allow you to turn it much easier. And what you can do is to make just a small bend out of the fish eye. Even if you don't make a bend, use a shrink tube up to the hook eye, and this will allow you to receive very effective turn of the hook into the fish mouth. The other things are where the hair starts, and if you use blowback rig, I recommend you to use longer hair length. So guys, I hope all this help you. I wish you all the best. I will see you in the next video, and do not forget to subscribe for more related videos. See you soon, guys.